Well, the debate has been raging for a few weeks now. This whole controversy surrounding the one teacher, one laptop policy, which was fundamentally led by the teacher unions, which is dividing opinions among the teachers. There's been a major demonstration today by the teachers saying they don't want these laptops. We want to get to the bottom of this. We had this interaction yesterday, last week on the show, but we dug a bit more to get some of the documents around it so we can help you understand what is happening. You can come to your own conclusion on what to make of all the controversy. So on the back of today's protest, the concerns remain the same. And in fact, the All Teachers Alliance, they were the group that went on the demonstration today with a petition to the Ghana Education Service, and they want the immediate termination of this laptop policy and the refund of their monies, which has been deducted from their professional development allowances. The issues that I've raised, that they cannot bear the 30% component of the agreement, which the teachers are having to bear. Government is paying the rest of the 70%. The laptop provided, they claim are simply inferior, and government did not consult all five teacher unions before the decision was taken to impose this on the remaining two unions and their members. Okay, so these are the fundamental issues. So what really are the documents telling us? Okay, let's get into that, because from the documents that we've secured, and you may have heard about this, the Education Ministry issued a statement some time back, and there's a bit of evidence now to support some of the things that he's said. Some also raise additional questions. Now, if you look at this document that I have in my hands, it's the teacher union's proposal to government, and it appears that this proposal formed the fundamental basis for the entire contract that led to the award of the contract to KA Technology to supply the laptops to the teachers. There wasn't a major amendment. The teachers came, said this is what we want. They've done the analysis. Government agreed. They sent the procurement authority agreed, and then the thing was single sourced. That's fundamentally what happened. I'll go through it for you right now. So the teachers unions involved, the three big ones, the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, and then the Coalition of Concerned Teachers. They wrote a proposal to the Minister for Education. This is dated the 21st October 2020, right? To be very specific, received. It was written to the ministry on the 28th September 2020, was received on the 21st October 2020, right, at the ministry. And it was with the heading, Proposal for Financial Support to Procure Laptop Computers for Members of Pre-Tertiary Teacher Unions. And it was these three unions. Now, the thing to note, though, is the unions that are protesting, the leadership, they are not part of these three, right? Now, from what we hear, this is 350,000 strong union members combining all these three, and they make up 98% or so of the teachers in this country, according to the Education Ministry. So that's a 2% or so from the other two. So can they be said to be representing the views of all the teachers? Well, the vast majority belong here. But if you're a teacher and listening, I want to get in touch with us so we can get a sense of what this is. Now, so this is what the procurement documents that we've cited tell us in terms of how this traveled. It was for the teacher unions, as I've illustrated, and this document was signed by Thomas Musa, the General Secretary of NAT, was signed by Angel Kabonu, who is, of course, heads the National Association of Graduate Teachers, and Ali Awudu, who is the president of CCTGH. Those three unions they signed this, right? So it started from the unions. They sent a proposal to the Education Ministry. Then, of course, representing government. Then this goes to the procurement authority. And then, of course, we have this 350,000 teachers to benefit, because the whole process then agrees to the proposal. So what was in the proposal? According to the document that we have, the project is to provide the technical training in the application of ICT to train and provide laptops. 350,000 laptops are going to be provided, 1 month for training, and it also comes with a return policy if there's a problem. So there's a warranty for it. And this is going to be done over 6 months. So the key question to do is, have this been exhausted? Okay. Now, we also know that what were the justification that the three unions gave for the proposal? One of the key ones is COVID-19. They believe COVID-19 came, schools had to close down, but teaching moved from physical to virtual. And so the teachers needed the laptops to facilitate that process. And so that is one of the key central justifications that they gave. Then they also proposed a cost breakdown. So this is the teacher union proposal. So what has been approved, emanated, was owned by the three teacher unions. Everything they proposed, the government accepted. Hook, line, and sinker. Nothing was changed from everything I've seen. So here we are, 30% they propose. The teacher will bear 30%. They propose this in this document. Government will take 70% of the payment. Government agreed with this without question. The only discrepancy I find between their proposal and the government, because if you read the proposal, originally it was supposed to be deducted from the teachers' salaries. Okay, that's the proposal. However, from what we did last week on this show, NAGRAD has said that deductions is not from the teacher's salary, it is from the teacher's professional development allowance. So that is a bit of a change there in the proposal. That's one of the, in fact, the only change I noticed in there. So this is the financial breakdown. So the actual cost of the laptop in terms of cash for the laptop is 1,200. 300 CDs will go into training. So that's why the laptop total cost is 1,500. So that is how much you are paying for the laptop. How much you're paying for the physical laptop itself is 1,200. And then you pay an additional 300 CDs for training. That comes down to the cost of 1,500. Now, this is a big contract for KA Technologies. Big, because what is the total sum of the procurement here? 525 million CDs. That is $500 million. So this is a big deal. This is $500 million CDs involved in this. And government is bearing as much as 70% of this amount. Now, so the cost for the laptop is 420 million, and the cost for the training is 150 million for 350,000 teachers. So that's what the procurement tells us. Total cost at the end of the contract. At the end of the contract is this. If you also look at, this is what government's share is. This is what the teacher's share is in terms of the percentage share, right? Now, if you look at cost justification and the price comparison, now I want you to pay attention to this. And this is something that the teachers themselves provided to the Education Ministry and to the Procurement Authority to justify why they were going for a single source procurement. The teachers argued that between 2012 and 2016, the previous government also went into an arrangement to provide laptops to the teachers at a certain cost. So also, at that time, they also had one laptop and training. So laptop and training, same as the arrangement that they push now. At that time, a laptop plus training was 3,500 CDs. That's 2012, 2016. Under the previous government policy, same arrangement, laptop and training, cost 3,500 CDs. The teachers say they have found a better deal with KA Technologies, which is going to cost 1,500 for the same thing. Now, the interesting thing they also argue is this particular amount that they are talking about, right, compared to what they had before, they believe this particular amount, the laptops come with a higher spec compared to the 3,500. So they're getting cheaper product, higher spec compared to 2012, 2016 previous government arrangement of 3,500 with lower spec. And so they said, if that is the case, we're going to make a saving on one laptop and training of 2,000 CDs. This is the teacher's own analysis to government. That's why government accepted it. And that KA Technologies was giving them this deal better than what the previous government gave them. And so there's value for money. So they said KA Technologies should get it, right? Now, the thing to notice from what the document says, it is the teacher unions that went to KA Technologies, not the other way around. The KA Technologies didn't apply, at least for the documents that they themselves. They went to KA Technologies, haven't done it. How they got to know that KA Technologies is the only company that can give them this deal, I don't know. But that's what the document shows us. So who is KA Technologies? That's a key thing to talk about also. According to the document, I'll tell you what the document says first and what we also found. So according to the teacher's own document, they are originally called NSV Ghana Limited, and then it's an indigenous private limited liability company duly registered in Ghana. It is primarily into the supply, maintenance, repair of ICT devices, as well as provision of technical training and development of application for these laptops. So that is fundamentally what they do. Now, what is their track record? Again, this is according to the work that the teacher unions did. They claim that they've, over the years, established a significant footprint in the local ICT industry through the supply of ICT technical devices and training to both private and corporate bodies. Well, something very interesting will emerge where we tell you what we also found shortly. KA have a rich track record in delivery and installation of quality ICT devices. That is according to the teacher unions to government in their due diligence on the company. Okay, now remember that the NAGRAT have said, the teachers have complained that their laptops are not working. They are breaking down. It's not efficient. There's low quality. NAGRA says there's a warranty, 2 years. Return it if it's broken so we can fix it because it's part of the deal we did. But if you go to KA Technologies website, they have conditions for these warranties to be effective. This is KA's website, KA's own guarantees on his website. They say if the item is defective, okay, defective devices items may be returned for same product exchange or store credit. All defective items must be tested and verified before we are able to offer exchange or store credit. So it's not like when a teacher brings it, they will automatically accept. They'll have to apply this. They have to verify this. They have to test it to make sure that what you claim is wrong with the laptop is indeed wrong with the laptop. And then returns is also important. Products is not eligible for refund, return, or exchange include when it's the open software product that has been tampered with, damage caused by deliberately or out of negligence. And so it's not automatic that if your thing is not working, they will simply accept because it has to be submitted to this, right? Product is not accompanied with original receipts or packaging. And I found this interesting. So you have to, if you want to return it, you have to really make sure that the packaging is intact as well. For teachers who have complained about it not working, pay attention to what KA Technology themselves have said on their website. So one of the things we sort of find is, so KA Technologies, do they have any other clients themselves? Because the teachers say they have a wide range of clients and they've done business with corporate Ghana, etc. But if you go to KA Technologies' own website, they list only 2 clients on their own website. Only 2. And this is the KA Technologies website. This is it. The 2 clients they list are only Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service. This is KA Technologies' own website. And this is a snapshot of the website. This is just a screenshot of the website. When it comes to clients, only 2. Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service. So the point to note here is KA Technologies is known to the Education Ministry and Ghana Education Service way before possibly the teachers went there. That's one possibility. It's also possible that it is after this deal was signed that KA Technologies listed these 2. But you would think that if indeed that is the case, then their clients should be NAGRAT, NAT, and CC, the other teacher union, the 3 of them. But they don't list those 3 unions as their clients. But they list the government of Ghana, right? Of course, but the government of Ghana did this deal based on the teachers' recommendation. So of course, they list those 2. So that is one of the key interesting things that we noted. But this is the spec of the company, of the laptops that were put for. And the teachers say this spec is too much. It's too small. A RAM of 2 gig and a ROM flash of 250 to 500 GB. They say it's too small. In fact, one teacher says it's Pentium 1. So this is the background to this whole controversy. So really, why is there an issue? Procurement issue. The procurement authority had cleared this and it's in court. We're going to be talking about that very shortly with my guests who are joining me. Now that you understand what the documents have told us, stay with me after the break. And thank you very much for joining us here on PM Express. As we've just gone through the document for you, you have a fair idea of what the real issues are with this, and that explains a lot. But it leaves the question, so did anything go wrong? Because I've checked with the PPA, this contract qualifies under the rules to be considered under the single source, and so as far as that is concerned, the law hasn't been breached according to the procurement officials, and that the work that was done by the unions was really at the heart of the decision by government to go ahead with it. So this is what was a process that was driven by the associations themselves, the unions themselves, as I've indicated. Joining me in the studio on the back of that is Mr. Isaac Ofori, who is the president of ATAG, who joins us in the studio. We'll be joined by the deputy ranking member on the Education Committee in Parliament, Dr. Clement Park, who himself has taken this matter up in Parliament. And then, of course, the Stephen Desude, part of this is also in court. He's the Innovative Teachers Union, who will also join us. So, Isaac, you went on the demonstration today.
Sure.
Okay, we'll hear from the Ghana Education Service shortly when they received your petition today. But on the back of the details that I just laid out,
sure,
on the thing.
Yeah.
This is a proposal by 3 unions.
Yeah.
Excluding your union.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not about you. So why are you complaining? It's 350,000 members. Did not include your members, did it?
Thank you for having me tonight. Yeah. You see, I think that as you started trying to let the public understand the issues that are involved in this, you were trying to reveal certain information that are very revealing. You know what? Last week, the teacher unions came out with a press release and indicate the 3 teacher unions, NAT, NAGRAT, and CCT, came out and said that the supply of laptop was to some 280,000 teachers.
Okay.
This is inconsistent with their own proposal.
True. Their proposal talks about 350,000.
Okay. So with these 280,000 teachers, we realize that after the deduction has gone through, it involves our members as well. It means that
so your members also
were deducted.
Okay.
So it means that they went in to present themselves as though every teacher belongs to the association, which we believe they erred. At least, if you want to respect us, there are other younger unions, let's write to them by means of showing them respect that we are going to do this on behalf of all teachers. We think it is good. Though we have the numbers, but your members are also there. So what we are going to do, would you accept that we go ahead, at least just to seek our consent? That didn't happen. When the deduction go through, all our members are also affected. So we see that the MOU that is submitted, you see that in the proposal, they propose that the laptop will be distributed in the pace of 6 months.
6 months, yes.
Cool. And that will be done quarterly.
Yeah.
Every 3 months. They'll supply 175,000 laptops to teachers.
Yeah.
That was the original plan, supposed to span 6 months. Now, when you look at the Memorandum of Understanding, this is also inconsistent. The Memorandum of Understanding says that it will be done in a pace of 12 months. So, looking at their own proposal, vis-a-vis their MOU, you can see a whole lot of inconsistencies. And these inconsistencies has raised a concern. You see that initially, the pricing of the laptop keep changing. At a point, NAGRAT came to say it's going to cost a little over 1,800. Then later, the Minister of Education has to come and clarify it. Even we have to raise a concern that the actual cost of the laptop is not 1,500. It's 1,200. That is the cost component.
Yeah, but they said that in the proposal.
Yeah, they said that in the proposal.
1,200, yes. And then the training is 300.
Yes, but initially they didn't tell us that there was training involved. They only said the cost of the laptop. If not because of all these issues that have come up, nobody will have known that the actual cost of the laptop was 1,200. So the 300 series component that came on it was for training. You see? And then another 50 Ghana cedis has come to add up. How did it come about? It's because our pension money was loaned out to enable the company to go ahead with the production. So the inconsistencies that have come up actually indicate that these teacher unions have done something that later they have come to discover that they themselves have not been into the deal has not been very good.
So let's drill this down. So your fundamental concern only because you were not informed before the deduction?
It's not about, we are not informed about it before the deduction. You see, before the deduction, we knew that we have been told that the laptops will be supplied over a period of time.
Yeah.
Even beginning this year, we were told that by October, the laptop will be supplied to all teachers. So the delay, we didn't know what actually occasioned the delay. So we were expecting that, okay, they will say that we will supply the laptop before the deduction will take place. So on the 10th, we went to court and said that this is what we have heard, that they have come to do that ahead of no distribution. So this, we are praying the court to do A, B, C, D. Then the same November, they went ahead and deducted our money before the distribution even started.
Yeah, but you got the laptops.
No, you see, if you say we got a laptop, as if every teacher has gotten a laptop. No, 62,000.
Yes.
You see, from their own
so far, 62,000 has gone out.
They say that they have been able to manufacture 68,000 of these laptops. Out of these 68,000, some 62,000 have been supplied to second cycle
teachers. Yes.
And they are still distributing. They say 80% is yet to be distributed by the close of 17 December. Then by next year, they will start with the primary school teachers. So it means that between now and next year, generally, the KA Technology is under obligation to produce some whooping 30,000 laptops within this short space.
Yes.
You see, so it becomes very incongruous when teacher unions begin to now give ultimatum to GES at the backdrop of their own proposal, which indicate that this thing should be done in 6 months. Why are they now giving GES an order that by the 1st December, they are supposed to supply all the laptops?
Isn't that within the 3 months?
Oh.
The 6 months?
You see, you deducted our money just this November.
Yes.
You made an announcement this November that when was the last inaugurated?
So I don't understand. So are you saying that the money shouldn't have been deducted, or get your laptop before you deduct? I don't understand.
You see, in your own analysis, you said that originally the laptop was supposed to be deducted from our salary.
Yes. But now it's an allowance.
It's going to, you see, in your MOU, I think maybe you should get the MOU. In the MOU, it's supposed to take they will deduct it bit by bit. When they said they were going to take it from our salaries, it was going to be bit by bit. Then all of a sudden, there was a U-turn. And then they begin to gear all the energy towards our professional development allowance.
Which is what is happening now.
No, yes, this is what is happening now. You see that last week, when you engaged the Nagrad president, he said that he and the others went and negotiated. So it is not meant for, as they say, for color-wally things. It is meant for some of these things.
Yes.
But we know that per the labor laws in place, we employees, if we need something to work with, mind you, these laptops are going to be our personal property.
Yes.
It's not going to be that when we are leaving the school, we are going to leave the laptops behind.
Yes.
So something like this must not be done lightly. It should be something that you just go and negotiate anything and say that the laptops are fit for 4 purposes. Do you know, they say we are going to use the laptop for typesetting. That's one. For preparation of lesson notes. You heard it last week. For storing information and for putting in pen drive to watch movies. Now,
who said that?
Yeah, these things are out.
No, I only work with documents. The documents I have, they talk about virtual learning.
But last week, the Nagrad president was with you.
Yeah, but
he made mention of.
He didn't say for watching of movies.
Oh no, but you see, they have said it. I'm saying they have said it.
This is not something that the evidence bear you out on. The document that I have, they list what the purpose is.
No, even if it's for virtual learning.
Yes, one is virtual learning, but also training.
Yes, if it's for virtual learning and for IT training.
Yes.
They say they are going to train teachers how to use IT in teaching.
Yeah.
That is basically the fundamentals of it. Okay, if you are going to train us how to use IT in training, you should know that it doesn't come on silver platter. It comes with softwares and other stuff.
Yeah, but
even with the virtual learning.
But this comes with the software.
No, you see, the EduCat, they say the EduCat has lesson notes, some prescribed textbooks, and other stuff. How for this document? Documents on 4 gig RAM is compatible. But I want to talk about installing applications that are good for virtual learning. I think this laptop cannot support some applications. And moreover, you see, we are saying that even the laptops, the 4 gig, we have made it such a way that it cannot even upgrade it. So we are having concerns. And their own, MOU has revealed everything. Now they are saying 350,000. In another brief, they are saying 280,000.
Okay, so fundamentally, are you opposed to being supplied laptops? You're not opposed to being supplied. Okay, so you want the laptops.
You see, we think
you want the laptops.
The idea is very good.
Okay, but
the processes that has led to the result, which is the TM1 laptop, that's what we are trying to say, that it has given us something that does not fit professionals. Okay,
let me bring in Dr. Clement Park now, who joins us also tonight. Dr. Park, so the issues keep rumbling on. A part of this, obviously, is in court, which is being challenged. Now, we've done this before, and the teachers themselves, when I started, talked about it. The 3 teacher unions, NAT, NAGRAT, CCT, in a proposal to the ministry, they talk about the 2012-2016, there was a plan to supply them laptops. In fact, 100,000 laptops were supplied to them, and at the cost of 3,500 CDs per laptop, including training. So this is the second time that they're doing this, that they are doing this at a cheaper cost of 1,500 per laptop plus training. So ideally, if you look at it, there shouldn't be any issue, because the cost, there's a 2,000 CD saving, and there's training also for 1 month, and the laptops are available. Many say possibly this whole thing is much ado about nothing. Well, what do you say? What do you say about it? Because I know you've asking for some questions on the floor for the minister to come and answer.
Well, good evening, Evans, and good evening to listeners. I'm driving, but I've made time to participate in what I believe is an important conversation towards finding, an agreeable position, depending on what method the persons involved have chosen to pursue. In principle, and I say this as somebody who has been in the area of teaching and learning for several years, and somebody who continues to, make that my responsibility personally and as designated by my party in Parliament. I believe that in the 21st century, the state should be providing laptops free of charge to teachers at every level of the academic ladder. Laptops, technology have become integral components of teaching and learning across the globe. And so, as I indicated earlier, you don't deploy an army without the needed weaponry or accoutrements for the army to be able to execute the purpose for which the army exists. And so, in this 21st century, it should be that the state should foot the entire cost of laptops for our teachers. But be as it may, I think the current issue has come up perhaps because of a lack of adequate consultation between the teachers who seem aggrieved about how the process has gone and their leaders, the teacher union leaders. My interest is not the disagreement between the teachers and their leaders, but whether or not the 70% cost that government has decided to bear, we are getting value for money in terms of the laptops being fit for the purpose for which the initiative saw the light of day. So we want to, probe ask the questions and to satisfy ourselves that this initiative is indeed one that we are getting value for money as far as the 70% is concerned. But as I said earlier, if I were to be in government, I would probably have just decided that the teachers shouldn't even be paying a dime for the laptop, because laptops have become an integral component of teaching and learning globally. And we should be providing them to the teachers free of charge.
On the value for money question, this is the position of the three unions in their detailed proposal to government. And in fact, if you look at the proposal and what has been approved, it's clear from when we just detailed it from the documents we have, that government accepted the teachers' proposal hook, line, and sinker and passed it on to the program authority, which also went ahead and approved it on a single source basis. The teachers argue in that proposal to government, the three unions, on the value for money question. And they have one of the fundamental grounds they use to make the argument for which reason one company should be given the thing and not consider any others. They say that in 2012-2016, there was a similar arrangement that cost the government 3,500 cedis per laptop. They also argue to the government, this current proposal to government, that 3,500 actually was with lower specs, and that KA Technologies had offered them 1,500 cedis laptops per laptop. So there's a saving of 2,000 cedis plus training. And that is why this deal is value for money. And that the specs that they are getting now compared to what they got between 2012 and 2016 is actually higher. What do you say? Does that address your concern? At least that's the basis for the teacher's position on the matter. Does that address your concern about value for money?
Well, the truth is that we have become aware of this issue because it has become a matter of disagreement, where some of the teachers who are supposed to be beneficiaries have raised a number of concerns. You are fully aware that some have petitioned the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice. We have become aware through the public discourse that there is also a court case. Within that context, it is difficult to speak without having access to detailed information, which quite honestly I don't. I have not received information from the teacher unions. I don't have information from the ministry. And in fact, the teachers who have raised a number of issues which I believe merit attention have not also formally petitioned the Parliamentary Subcommittee on Education on this matter. So I am constrained. What I know is based on what I've become aware in the public space. And that is why, from our side in Parliament, even when my question is admitted, then we can get clarification on some of these issues from the minister. And so that is the only position that I can take for now. But be as it may, I believe that, there is the need for the leadership of the teacher unions to double their effort in trying to address the issues that, if you like, quote unquote, they are disgruntled members in as far as this one teacher, one laptop initiative is concerned. If perhaps that opportunity were to be initiated from the onset, when some of the complaints started coming up, perhaps we wouldn't be where we are. But clearly, you cannot be an intervener between the union leadership and its members. We cannot intervene in that matter. But what we can do is what I have indicated, to investigate, get information, evaluate, and then draw our conclusion as to whether or not, the laptops are fit for the purpose for which they were produced. This is not to say that, one side is wrong or the other side is right. But we still have a responsibility to ensure that as long as public resources have been expended to support the initiative, we confirm or otherwise that indeed, the laptops are fit for purpose or they are not fit for purpose. And then we can begin to then look at what next steps ought to be taken. And if indeed the information comes to us through the minister and it is satisfactory, then I believe that our work would have been done. So I think there are two legs of this whole development. On the one hand is the teachers and their union, and indeed the ministry and the teachers. So how best the issue can be resolved would have to involve all the stakeholders. But we cannot directly take a side as far as this disagreement is concerned. So we maintain an open door, listen to everyone. If the aggrieved teachers decide that they want to formally bring this matter to our attention, of course, we are obligated to hear them out as well.
Let me bring in the teachers on the point you made there at the end there, because the thing they petitioned now, the Ghana Education Service. Stephen Desu joins us. He's the president of the Innovative Teachers Union. They've also had concerns with this. Stephen, will you be petitioning the Parliament's Committee on Education at all?
Well, good evening to you, Evans, and the teachers listening. What to consider is that to ask our legal counsel to see the propriety of such an action before proceeding in that effect. But as we speak now, the matter is pending before court, and so we need legal counsel before we proceed accordingly. Okay.
Now, let me ask you that question about the due diligence that the three unions did, and give me your thoughts on this. If you consider, Stephen, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, if you consider that in 2012, 2016, they got a similar deal, lower spec for 3,500, and now they're getting, they say, a higher spec for 1,500. Isn't that a better deal, a far better deal, savings of 2,000 CDs at least?
Evans, the information you have about 3,500 CDs for ROG laptop is a lie. It is not supported by any documentation, and I'm challenging the Education Ministry and GES to supply us with a contract that is signed with ROG, a company limited. The amount in the contract is 500 Ghana cedis in 2012. 500 cedis in 2012 value in terms of the dollar is not the same now. So let's get it right. The amount in the contract of ROG then was 500 Ghana cedis and not the 3,500 cedis that they are quoting to justify this sinful contract that they signed. So please, there's nothing called 3,500 that they are talking about. It's a lie. They just want to justify something. But it's not curious that there's a lot of contradiction between the unions, the ministry, and GES. Today, the story then begins to shift. Then tomorrow, then they go for a small. The next day, they go sideways. I don't see. It's like, look, this whole thing, when COVID came, people sat in their rooms and developed a fertile mind to make money for themselves.
No, well, that is an allegation that is unsubstantiated, and so you can't make it.
Okay, but Evans, how could National CCT use COVID as a reason for teachers to get laptops?
No, but why? Why not? But isn't there a justification there? That's the time when education moved online. Yeah. Education moved online. Without laptops, how do you have the online classes?
Yeah, but ask yourself to Ghana is not Accra. And even in Accra, there are places where network is even bad. I am talking about places in Ghana where there's no electricity. I am talking about places in Ghana where you have to climb trees before you can make a simple phone call. I'm talking about places where internet connectivity is nowhere to be found. I am talking about poor parents who cannot even afford food for their children. And so the state is giving them food in our schools.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, these children became rich overnight. They can afford tablets. The whole Ghana became electrified.
No, I mean, but Stephen, the fact that there's still challenges with the education system, when education moves online, you're saying that the teachers should not be giving one of the fundamental tools they will need for that to happen?
Last week when I came on your program, I said we don't have a problem, and I think that even the idea of giving teacher laptop is belated.
Yeah.
And so it ought to have been given in 2007. That's what I said on your program. So that's fundamentally the position that we have.
Yeah.
But issue is for you to use COVID-19 as a pretext for laptop. Today, we are doing vaccination. Ghana will never be on a lockdown as we have it now. Schools are opened. So this, on what basis are we talking about COVID-19 as a reason for giving teacher laptop to go online? In any case, let's make progress. The object of the Get Fund law makes it clear that it is not meant for acquisition of private property by anybody or teachers. Please take the Get Fund law and read for yourself the object there. This laptop are supposed to be in quotes the private property of teachers, but the Get Fund law doesn't talk about using of that money. You see, everything we do in this country must be within the context of law. And as I said, and I keep saying repeatedly, unions started collecting people's deposits and now proceeding to give them loans and all that. Bank of Ghana is sitting there watching them. A day will come, these unions will sink under and nobody will get their money.
Well, that day hasn't come yet. But I get your point. Let's come back. Let's come back to the issues around laptops. Let me ask.
I'm just using this as an example. I'm telling you that these unions are assuming some, positions in the country that they ought not to be talking about whatsoever.
Yeah, but here's a fundamental question about numbers. Now, from the Education Ministry's point of view, these three unions that did the proposal, they represent 350,000 teachers. And the ministry said that is 98% of all teachers in this country. Your union, I can't take your word over theirs on this matter because they employ you all. I mean, your union and that of your colleagues, yeah, it's pretty small. It's like less than 5% of the teachers in this country. Does that represent your? Of course, you have concerns, but overwhelming majority seem to be okay.
The number of teachers in the classroom, as we have right now, it's not 350,000. It's a lie.
Yeah, based on what? Based on what?
Based on what the president said, the actual figure is 280,000 plus, not the one you're talking about. The total number of educational workers, GES staff, is that number, 350,000, including table members, non-teaching staff. So the actual number of teachers is 280,000. That's what the president said. And that's the right figure, not what the vice president quoted.
No, well, I mean, I can't take your word over what the education ministry has said.
But you see,
but that's not the fundamental question. Whatever it is, just a second, just a second. Whatever it is, you represent a tiny minority of teachers, and my question to you is, this position that you're taking, it's not representative of the overwhelming majority of teachers who are represented by the three unions, is it?
That argument is not grounded in law. This is not election. Please, let's get it right. This is a serious intellectual argument here. We are not doing election here for you to talk about percentages here. We are talking about law. The issue is the teachers must be supplied with laptops free of charge, and that's what happened in the ROG contract, and that is what must be done in this case too. And
so you make a point, and I want to bring you in here. So if the laptops were given to you free of charge, as Dr. Packard said, and this was also mentioned, you have a problem.
Basically our fundamental issue has been that if you are saying between 2012 and 2016, RIG laptops were procured at a cost of 3,500. You should understand that was given for free. So comparatively, if you are getting it...
I mean, free to the teacher, but not free to the taxpayer. I mean, because it's government will pay directly.
Free to the teacher, but not free to the taxpayer. I understand. But what I'm saying is that similar thing is happening now.
Okay.
So why would the teacher be asked to pay for it?
So in other words, your fundamental disagreement with this is give us a laptop, but give it to us for free.
Yes.
Okay.
You said that when we went to Shraj, you said that this might be given to us for free. Okay. And we raised concern that, look, this laptop, we are going to get it as our personal property. So we raised the concern of the quality because it's going to be in our possession. That's why we raised the concern of quality. Okay. Because if it's going to be a personal property, then...
But if you had it free, you'd be worried about the quality?
If you have it free, it means that we can admonish the government that instead of giving it to the teachers so that we can carry it along, looking at the specification given and what they want us to use the machine for, it will be fit, it will be good when we put those machines in the schools so that children can actually
so it becomes a property of the school.
So that when you are living...
And not your property.
Yes, so that when a teacher you are living, you won't live with a laptop.
But isn't that why you are contributing 30%, so you take it?
Yeah, so if you are contributing 30%, then the quality must be, the standard must move higher than what they are telling us.
But your contribution is what? 400 CDs, is it?
It's 509 now.
509. 509.
Yes.
So you are contributing 509 for a laptop. What quality of laptop do you want with that contribution?
Oh, you see, if he said that the laptop is going to belong to me, at least it should be something that, apart from the four that you mentioned, it should be something that I can use because it's going to be my personal property. I should be able to use it for other things other than
there's a teaching.
Sure.
Okay, well, thank you very much. But this is one of those conversations that once the question is admitted, a minister comes to Parliament, maybe might offer more clarity on it. But the case is also partly in court. And so as the Education GES said today, let's leave it to the court to decide. Enjoy the rest of your evening.